Hi everyone. With a tint of sadness, I welcome you to my very last week of my stay in London. After 3 months and a head full of memories, it was time to say goodbye. My week started with a walk in Richmond Park, and as I was discovering the beautiful landscape, I came across a herd of deers calmly existing. I observed them for a while, noticed their stillness, their way of living in harmony with nature, with their home. I then carried on with my walk, observing this gentle nature in its residence. Even though the wind was freezing cold, the sun was here to keep me warm and made these moments even more special. Tuesday was a simple day. I took the time to visit the Tiburtina and encountered one of my favorite artists and paintings, such as William Turner and the painting Ophelia by John Everett Millais. Then on Wednesday, after a small snowstorm, I went to the Tate Modern. I was really inspired by the way modern and contemporary artists use their voice in order to express their ideas, beliefs, or feelings. One of my favorite pieces was a tower made by thousands of old radios, all turned on, capturing different radio signals and creating a unique atmosphere. After going back to my room for lunch, I was headed to the famous Brick Lane in Shoreditch to do some vintage shopping. And then the moment arrived where I had to start packing my stuff into my suitcases and had to put away my memories with it. After a calm afternoon, I spent one of my last nights in Primrose Hill, and as the sun was gently making space for the night to rise, the city gently welcomed it and turned on its hundreds of lights, like it was trying to mimic the stars melting into one another. I had to leave the four walls of my room blank, just as I found them when I arrived. Like my presence was never felt in that space. Like it had once belonged to someone else before, I was leaving it for the next person to make it their own. After many weeks of not seeing my mom and dad, I happily welcomed them since they traveled to London to help me pack. But for my very last day, we had to make it special. As the magic of my trip was coming to an end, we tried to find the very last drop of it by going to a few Christmas markets to populate the city at this time of the year. These few drops transformed into one of the most special nights, as if the city was trying to make the goodbye less sorrow, like a gentle hug before closing the door to one of the best experiences of my life.